Dare to dream. This is Dr. Chen speaking to you. Of course, if you are dreaming, sorry to interrupt, but that's the topics of what we are studying. Do you know we have a Gideon Bible Association, give out many Bibles to people, but Gideon, he himself did not have the dream. Although he is a historical figure, very important, very prominent. Of course, he might be able to run for the presidency if he lived in the modern-day America. But the Lord likes him much. So give him no dream and give him a good name. He overheard a dream because Midians, they're human beings. They have to dream. And God allowed them to dream. So while one Midian was asking the other Midian to interpret the dream, Gideon overheard the voice and know the interpretation, because the barley, it's a barley, although it's not diamond, but it was a barley cake rolled into the camp and overwhelmingly took over the tent of the people. And that is what was the case. And of course, many people like to follow Gideon doing this, doing that, but the Lord said, you have too many people. I don't need so many people. And Gideon only picked 300 out of a whole bunch of them. And these 300 took a shofar and also a pitch with the torch inside. What they need is to hide the torch so people were not surprised about the torch, since they like to drink the wine out of the pitcher. And that's what they saw. So many pitchers. The enemy of their enemies always thought that was a good sign, because if you are depressed, the first thing you want to do is to drink wine before you crack cocaine. You might not have that money, but you surely have $5 to get a cup of wine somewhere for some reason. Of course, nowadays the beer is also very expensive. But you have to rely on Jesus, your God. A lot of time, you like to know the future, but God doesn't tell you what's in the future for you. But He told others who relate to Him without fear. They can freely interpret and see the message they want to know about themselves. But they thought that was a dream. Of course, that was a dream. But there wasn't any dream not coming from God, your Creator. Of course, today we are here, but we are not dream the same. Because I'm telling you, some people don't have a dream. They might dream something else. You'll be surprised to hear what your coworker was talking about you in their dreams. You know, a lot of time in the conversation itself, dream is a very important element. You like to meet with those people you like because you guys or gals share the same dream. And you talk about the dream. And that's what you and they can learn from the dream. Therefore, today we talk about Gideon. He doesn't have a dream, and he has a big name. He followed Jesus? No. He followed Adonai? Yes, because he was before Jesus' time. He does not understand the New Testament. Maybe he somehow have a good grasp of the Old Testament, but Gideon Bible Society always gives you the New Testament. They don't want you to ask strange questions that has no relationship with your dream. Of course, you can say, well, are we supposed to be in the temple to worship God today? But unless you have your flight ready, set, then you can be there, but be on time. American like cut the time so precisely, but their dream cannot be so precisely because God does not follow man. If he is God, he creates you. If he is a God, by definition, then you create him. And you know the God you create does not always do what you want him to do because he is God, he's no human being. And therefore, when he decides to give the dream, he will also give the answer because he knows we are not able to fetch the answer correctly. Therefore, we need the interpretation. And someone interpret, tell us the dream. Although we don't know their name in the Bible, according to the book of Judges, chapter 7. Most people like the one-on-one relationship in verse 15, talking about Gideon and God. But the answer was in verse 13 by two Midianites who does not know God so well. But God gave them a dream. And so we can learn. Of course, we can learn. We always thought we're able to teach people. But there are times God used people who don't know him so well to teach us. And that's a point of humility, not humiliation. You don't want to be humiliated, but you want to have the humility in front of God because he gives the triumphant to whoever he likes. But it's better to be on his side. So if he won, and surely he always won, you can be a partner to share with God of the wins. Although Facebook provides wins, but God provides you the Facebook. Don't look down on God. It's a toy. People cannot live without dreams. And God used them to help you dream your dream and realize you that as a cross, of course we say, oh, at the cross I bow myself. But truly, which quadrant are you bowing to? The one you know, God knows. The one you don't know, God knows. The one you and God don't want to know, and the one God knows and you don't know. So Watch out what you want to hear from God. But pay attention to Him, because He doesn't reveal the things that's not important, have no connection. Like we sometimes like to say, oh, it's a coincidence. You think it's a coincidence, but why don't you say that person was waiting at the intersection for you? That's why the coincidence happened. But in your dream or in your friend's dream, that you get interpretation and you overheard it, that is coincidence, maybe, but indeed it was a prearranged opportunity time for you to meet God through your friend's dream, because He wants you to know. He doesn't need you to be drunk or have a high in order to know what to dream. Maybe that was not even in the schedule God has for you to dream about. So don't waste time, because there are things to do. You know, you like to follow Jesus, but do you know to celebrate, just like every Sunday you go to church for 2 hours, but the preparation for that Sunday service is actually taking place 5 to 7 days or even longer before that Sunday. That's how they prepare. They don't know like you don't know. But when they prepare, they know what you need. And they tell the truth as it is. You don't know what is truth. Only when that truth reveals itself. Of course, we say we follow Jesus. But if Jesus does not pray, like they say, like the Jews say, He was never in our class, but He knows all the answer. That's because He prayed the night before. That's why for the next day, He knows all the answer. He was actually ahead of them, and He knows all the answer. But He only do it according to what He saw the Father was doing. He did not do anything else beyond what He's supposed to do. And He was doing carefully. Like with this person who had been possessed, demon-possessed. Of course, we are easily saying he was possessed by a legend. Who knows what kind of legend he was? Maybe he was really a die-hard person. Jesus allowed him, allowed them, even allowed us to overheard his story after 2,000 years. Jesus doesn't need to tell us what was going on, because there's so many stories. Even the book in the world cannot finish printing what he was doing in that 3.5 years. And we are 2,000 years apart. And we have a better chance because he is coming back. Of course, it's like a joke. Man, this person goes up. But when you flip the coin, you anticipate to receive it back. And Jesus goes up, and he anticipates one day he will drop down walk among his people. That's a surprise. But that's a dream of other people who was dreaming throughout the ages. From who? Oh, you talk about City Jacob. No, I was talking about Jacob. Jacob and City Jacobs, maybe they are the same family, we don't know. But look, Jacob was telling them, what's happened to this person? What's happened to that person? Wow, you wear the color coat. Why? Do you think me and my wife need to bow down to you? He was asking the question of what God was doing through those people around him. He likes to drive. Oh, Tesla. Oh, take me to Egypt on the chartier. Oh, brand new. Copper. Oh, gold. Nice. Fine crafting. He likes the cars. He's just like us. Of course he likes us. He likes Tesla. He likes to drive Mercedes-Benz. Pharaoh will allow him to travel on the highway. And we say, King's Highway. Where is that? It's in Jordan. The King's Highway, a very beautiful highway east of Jordan River. But the hope God prepared is not for punishment. It's for a future. Because if you want to have a house in Petra, it's a dream, of course. But do you know the house in Petra is not built on top, but actually carved out of the mountain, not by chisel, but by brick. They remove all the brick, one piece at a time. Therefore, it's all clean. The wind can always blow. You won't have any dust. And the water system is very fine. Anybody can live there. You don't even need a guard to guard you all the time. Because every house has only one entrance, need only one guard. You'll be so happy. Nobody interfere with you. You'll be so nice. Your devotion can be heard by the Lord so closely because it's so quiet. No one knows. You will say, well, maybe I will become crazy because I'm a crazy person. Never mind. God has prepared onion for your dream. If you eat onion, you'll be so quiet and you won't get mad. So nice. That's why you are living your dream based on other people's dream. God dreamed first for you, so he creates those places for you and for us to enjoy, because he knows the end will come and it's coming soon. We are reading Bible everywhere, but when you are in Petra, you don't read Bible because they bury them underground. Can you believe it? God's word buried underground. You don't have to read it. You just need to experience the blessing and the protection. No electricity, sorry. God has thought about that well, because if you use cell phone, you have to have transpondent, and when a plane coming into bomb, they just follow the track of the transpondence, and you'll be doomed. But if, in fact, in that place, they only use the satellite phone. Talking about God. God allow you can reach that much, but don't know him. You have to pay the bill. But that's other people's dream. They dreamed ahead of it for you. So Gideon can triumph over all circumstances because he overheard other people's dream. The Lord interpreted the dream for him through a Midianite to answering another Midianite. In a sense, there's no enemy. Only God decides who he wants to be in his kingdom. They can help you, but they cannot hurt you, because the barley cake roaming in the camp, the pitch of the tent was overtaken by the law and knife of Gideon. everybody has a shofar on their right hand and the pitch on their left hand. What is the pitch? What's in the pitch? It's a word of the law. In the Bible, it's black. You don't see anything. But when I cracked that pitch, the torch will lit up, will give you guidance. That's when your enemy, the enemy of the law, ran away, all of them. Therefore, you don't see many preachers all around town. But when I preach the word of the law, surely God will come down to answer his promise. And you will rejoice because of other people's dream. You become a Gideon, has a good name, but you don't have a dream because God already given your dream to your enemy to interpret. And you can hear it, you can see it, you can experience it. And after all, it was your enemy who runs away, not you. Therefore, stand firm, be a Gideon. Talking about New Testament, the promise of the law. What is the promise? The second coming of Christ is the promise. Thank you, everybody. I wish you well. I wish you can hear the dream and the interpretation God gives to your enemy. God is answering you. Thank you.
In 1789, John Wesley gave us the principles of money. Earn as much as you can, save as much as you can, and give as much as you can. These principles bring prosperity, protection, and peace of mind and assure financial success. We're making this valuable resource available without cost or obligation. To get your biblical rules of money and enjoy the blessings and rewards of financial stewardship, call 800-723-8349. That's 800-723-8349.
You are watching the Marketplace Network, channel 35.7, Los Angeles, broadcasting to all of the Southland the glorious gospel of Jesus Christ.